Welcome to Temas Media. Today I bring you my review on Conan. Please subscribe to my channel, like, comment and turn on the notification bell for more videos like this. Conan and his father went to a hillside where his father speaks to him about Crom, his people's great deity, and the mystery of steel. The gods had promised Conan would become king of Aquilonia. While they spoke, an opposing army headed by the terrible wizard, Thulsadum, invades and causes chaos in the community. All of the villagers are destroyed by the invaders, and they also stab Conan's father with a sword while he is watching. The man hides in the woods with his mother, but Doom's army discovers them. The wicked sorcerer approaches the lady with the blacksmith's blade, hypnotizing her with his eyes. Ignoring the man, he then beheads the woman. Conan is captured by the bad guys along with the other village kids, and the hostages are taken through woods and fields to the location where Thulsadum plans to construct his wondrous metropolis. A large wheel is being spun by youthful slaves in the settlement's center. The man has a lot of time to spin it while Conan is fastened to it. It's been 20 years and Conan is still turning the wheel, but now he is a mature, powerful man, not the tiny boy he was. Conan's life changes one day when his boss, for no apparent reason, removes him from pushing the wheel and brought him to a nearby town. There the strong man is forced into the ring and attacked by an opponent with razor-sharp fangs, who was defeated by the warrior. Conan joins every battle from that point on and takes the lead, taking out courageous and powerful opponents. The man is sent to the east to study martial arts by legendary teachers after they stopped counting his victories. One remarkable thing about Conan was that despite growing up away from home, Conan remembers his father's advice and keeps praying to Crom and honoring the power of steel. Years later, after gaining the respect of his master, Conan is released and escapes the slave masters. The little boy finds a group of wolves while traveling and must climb a rough mountain to get away from them. Conan stumbles through it, and finds himself in a deserted, gloomy tomb. The warrior builds a fire and scans the area. He observes cobweb-covered skeletons along the walls and the king's corpses at the far end of the throne chamber. As Conan spots a sword in the skeleton's hands, he gently removes it, cleans off the rust and grime, and then receives his own weapon. The young man interprets the old king's head bowing as a sign that Crom himself led him here and handed him the sword. Conan escapes with the sword, cuts off the remaining chain, kills the wolves, and continues on. Conan went a great distance before seeing his first live creature, a beautiful lady who is waiting for the warrior at her hut's doorway. She extends an invitation to enter and takes a seat while informing him that supernatural powers have long ago forewarned her of the arrival of a powerful man. She informs him of a prophecy that predicts his ascension to kingship and victory against the legendary snake. The male must pay a price and share her bed in order to achieve this. Conan doesn't object to the pleasure, but as soon as he starts to work, the lovely sorceress transforms into a terrifying witch. To stop her from doing more damage, the warrior must hurl her into the hearth, where she flies out in a ball of fire and vanishes into the woods. Conan is ready to continue after taking a nap but hears a call for assistance coming from a mountain canyon. There, the barbarian discovers a beggar prisoner who has been abandoned to perish as retribution for thievery. The prisoner, whose name is Subotai, requested food, but Conan chose to take the youngster along to accompany him on his journey. After getting some game, the guys gather around the fire to get to know one another better. They discussed about their gods and even engage in a little friendly argument. The guys ran for many days across farms, woods, mountains, and rivers before arriving in an unknown town. As they went through the market, they saw strange-looking animals. They also ate some new foods. After they were filled, they went on their way. As they came to another town, there they found an old man who can teach them about the snakes Conan was looking for. The old man claims that just a tiny sect existed a year ago, but today's snake sculptures can be seen in every town, and the army of the Serpent Commander goes out at night to hunt down individuals. Right there Conan knocked down a camel to demonstrate his might to Subotai, but this attracts too much attention, forcing the men to flee the village at midnight. As they go out of the city, they are confronted by Valeria, a young woman with a sword. She requests to go with them when she discovers that the visitors intend to enter the snake temple. The group ascends to the temple's roof before entering via heavy ropes while being overcome by an awful odor. Many sectarians in white surround the priest, a collaborator of Thulsa Doom, as a ceremony at the entrance of the temple. Conan and Subutai enter the basement and discover a giant snake protecting the eye of the snake, a mystical jewel, while Valeria observes the ceremony. In her disguise, Valeria witnesses the ceremony as Valeria eliminates one of the girls. A young beauty appears in the middle of the hallway and is then brought downstairs to be devoured by the snake. But the snake is no longer hungry since Conan stabs the enormous viper with his sword as soon as he realizes it is ready to attack him. When the girl falls and screams, Subutai assists his companion in killing the snake. There is a panic in the temple, but the sectarians are unsuccessful in apprehending the thieves, who ascend to the top and escape by leaping into the pool. Conan presents Valeria with the most valuable stone as the companions celebrate their triumph at the pub. The two then went back to their rooms to spend the night together. Conan crafts a necklace out of the stone for his companion and drapes it around her neck. Conan feels successful, and as the business prospers, everyone enjoys life's pleasures. They eat well, have a good time, and drink a lot. Conan gets so drunk that he falls asleep at the table. When King Osric's troops enter the bar, Valerie tried but couldn't wake him. The arrogance of the foreigners pleases the old king. He informs them that Thulsa Doom has been terrorizing the villages for many months and that Osric's little daughter has also succumbed to the evil wizard's spell and fled her home. The old man spoils the robbers with jewels and requests that they take care of Thulsa Doom and return the princess. Since she thinks Thulsa Doom is too deadly for the three of them to fight, Valeria attempts to talk Conan out of his escapades. Conan the barbarian does not speak despite Subutai's support for her position. As Valeria wakes up in the morning, she discovers that her bed is empty and that her necklace is next to her. Valeria knows that Conan went to the sorcerer by himself to defeat him. Conan embarks on his way to the village of Thulsa Doom alone once again. He passes through several deserted towns before arriving at the house of the former master sorcerer. The men spend the whole night by the fire reminiscing about the good old days. The next morning, Conan sets off for the sectarian village while posing as a romantic wanderer, leaving his sword and horse behind. Finally, the warrior spots a group of snake worshippers, who are being pursued by the locals. Hoping to blend in with the others, the young man joins the group. One of the priests notices the stranger, and realizing his curiosity, Conan leads the old man to a remote location where, after killing the man, he removes his garments. Conan and the other adventurers climb the steps to Thulsa Doom's palace while posing as neighborhood sorcerers. Finally, the princess, the warrior, and Doom himself show up on the stairs. The sorcerer is assaulted by his guards, who identify the stranger as an unbeliever, while Conan and the others pretend to adore him. Conan is unable to flee because there are too many of them, and the sectarians transport him to the execution site. After enduring difficult tests, the warrior is visited by Thulsa Doom, who seeks information about the whereabouts of the Serpent's Eye. Conan brings up what the sorcerer did to his family, but Doom dismisses it as a youthful error and says that because he killed everyone while looking for the key to steal, what occurred was not tragic. So, he punished Conan by taking him to the Tree of Misery. The warrior understands that his time has come and that there is no way out as he observes the circling vultures. Subutai, who has finally stepped in to save his closest buddy, emerges on the horizon as the sun rises, bringing deliverance. Subutai is accompanied by Valeria. Conan is dragged by his comrades to the sorcerer's home where they beg him to heal the warrior. The shaman cautions them that the cost will be heavy. The sorcerer conducts rituals over many days while painting the traveler's body with various designs. The crucial night becomes more challenging, but Conan is fortunate and regains his composure owing to the tenacity of his closest friend and love, who chases the ghosts of death away. Conan resumes his training while pledging to go back to the Temple of Doom and exact revenge. The old man instructs them on how to scale the mountain where Thulsa Doom resides as they assemble this time with the warrior. Subutai begs Conan to put off getting even while he abducts the princess and flees, but it is obvious from the look on the man's face that he does not agree. However, Shaman bless them before they leave. The group assembled close to the cliff's entrance, covered themselves with magic makeup, and entered into the kitchen where they are now brewing a concoction made from the abducted. The wayfarers observe the event from behind a fence in the main hall while dozens of sectarians participate in it. The princess sits at the sorcerer's feet, holding the advantage, as they crawl over the floor playing adult games for Thulsa Doom. Doom starts to alter abruptly, his jaw moves forward, and his hands vanish under his cloak. The sorcerer changes into a giant serpent and collapses after a few minutes. Conan approaches the middle of the hall and scatters the throng as Valeria and Subutai take down the guards in an effort to reach the founder directly. Valeria takes the princess and the group departs, putting an end to the search with a pot of the kidnapper's concoction. They finally demolish the fortress and leave it in ruins. The soldiers decide to withdraw in order to come back later despite their failure to capture the sorcerer. The group exits the cave and rides out toward Osric's realm in spite of the soldiers stationed in the nearby passages. Doom creates an arrow out of one of his snakes and shoots it at the fugitives with no intention of catching up with them. But Valeria is struck by the arrow, and the young woman quickly becomes sick. She begs Conan to give her a last embrace and kiss after realizing that this is her last act. His desire for vengeance is further fueled when the girl passes away while still in his arms. In a deserted city, Valeria is buried in accordance with ancient barbarian customs. Conan, who is wearing her friend's amulet around her neck, sets up a trap for the sorcerer who would seek for the princess who has been kidnapped. Eventually, he and Subutai build a fence out of pegs and place traps. The old shaman joins his pals and obtains his armor and weapons from someplace. The princess is acting as bait as she is shackled to a boulder on the hill. The firm is well prepared to confront Doom's army when it finally shows up. Even though Conan had not prayed to Crom in a long time, he remembered doing so. With the exception of Thulsa Doom, who is observing the combat from the sidelines, 3 warriors are able to vanquish the whole army. The top priest plans to kill the princess after conceding defeat so that she won't be captured by his foes. Subutai is able to protect the girl after seeing the villain's scheme, and Doom leaves empty-handed. Conan discovers the hilt of his father's sword after taking down one of Doom's soldiers, and in this the young man once again perceives a sign from Crom who assisted him. Thulsa Doom gathers hundreds of his followers with torches at the front staircase for another ceremony at night. Conan joins the party as well, and the princess leads him away in safety so he may approach the sorcerer from behind. Doom calls Conan his son in an attempt to mesmerize him, but Conan is resistant to the sorcerer's enchantments and takes his head as a trophy, displaying it to the crowd and directing them to scatter. Conan sits down on the stairs after having let the people free. The young man destroys the snake's cave when the princess arrives to claim him, then departs to bring her home and did much after. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also click the notification bell for more videos.